Huh, wonder what this is. Oh my god, it's full of stars. Hey guys, I got an idea. Let's build a light box. I like building things. I would like to see what I can come up with and how functional it is. Let's get started. I need lights. You pick these up at the hardware store. Fairly cheap. They're not very expensive at all. And since we're going to be using these, and the way I'm going to be softening the light that's coming out of them, I wanted something that gave me good lighting, and I went with LED, so it's not generating a lot of heat off of this. Bulbs, lights. Gonna need a blade, and a foam board from the dollar store, which is perfect, nice white. So what you're gonna do with your foam board, you're gonna create a box, and you cut holes in it for your lights. Along with these lights, the way I'm gonna be softening them actually is I'm gonna be using wax paper. You can also use old white t-shirts. Those work pretty well. Depending on the size of the light box you wanna build, you're gonna need about 4 boards. I mean, you could build a light box with 1 board if you're building something really minuscule. But you know, I want mine to be a workable size because, you know, working with the video games and technology, board games and stuff, it's nice to have the room to be able to move things around, set up shots, and it's fun just to play around. I'm just gonna cut one of the boards first. I'm gonna use it as my template to set up the other ones. And basically, I'll be going this direction across the top, and then down again, and then one in the back. And then underneath, that gives me the option to lay out a nice white or a flat black surface. So I'm just gonna measure out a little bit here, get it started. So what we're doing with this line is we're going to create like a interlocking design. The key to working with foam is you want to cut slow, and you don't want to push all the way through because you're probably going to end up tearing and creating some bad edges. So you just want to cut slow, do it once, and then do it again. So on the ends, I'm gonna take those pieces out. So there you go. You can see got our teeth here. So we'll lay the 2 boards together. It goes like that. And I'm just going to use this to template the board on the other side. So I got my other side there, and this side. So what I'll do is go like this, and then that top piece will go across here. So next I'm going to mark out for top of the box. Okay, so this is going to be the top of the box. This is the side. The edges fit together right there like that. So I'm going to do the same on this side. Line it up with the other one, trim things down, and then I'll get started on the back of the box. Okay, so there we are with the pieces on top. See, I got my edges put together. So then I'm just going to do the back now. So now it's all that's left is to put it together. Okay, so at this stage, I've used some tape to hold everything in place for the moment. You go back and glue everything, or you can just secure it down with some tape. But the box is done. Probably what I should have done is cut the holes for the lights. Because the light box isn't going to do you any good if you can't get light into it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put openings on both sides of the box to allow the light to come in. So now I've got these holes here to allow light in. I'm going to affix some wax paper here. So there's the inside. Here we're going to want to have a bottom platform. I don't want to keep one fixed to it because I want to be able to change between different colors, primarily whites and blacks. So let me grab a black foam board and I'll give you an example of what it looks like when you're done. Okay, so that's the black foam board there. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in light from either side and then place some objects in there and give an example of what's achievable here. So as you can see, everything in here is really nice and lit. Now the light coming in from the two windows is kind of distracting, but generally what you're going to do then is move in for a better shot. Kind of single out those issues. Like so. So let me grab something and throw it in here and I'll show you some more. So there I've set up a Pip-boy, and you can see that the lighting really does help. And the key is just to, keep the windows out of your shot there. There's the camera adjusting to the light sources. So a little bit of gapping back here because I didn't push the board all the way back. So if I just move that up, it helps a little bit. Yeah. Hey, you can even see the dust that's on there because we haven't dusted it off. So then the other thing you do is the hole in the top, so I'm going to do that next. Now, I'm only using a Galaxy X7, so stability wise I'm not worried about placing the camera or phone on top. Okay. So a hole there. So what we'll do, I'm going to move it up top now. So there it is. See how nice the lighting is? Really works out well. Oh, autofocus turned off. Apologize. There we go. So there's the lighting. Turns out really well. You can see the reflection of the camera through the hole there. I'm just gonna move it down a slight bit. There we go. And yeah, so got good crisp details. There, it's zooming in there. It's adjusting its zoom. Yep. So yeah, that's it. So for this project, not only did I use X-Acto knife, ruler, it's also a box cutter and Foamworks blades. I didn't get to use all of them because I didn't find them until the end of the project. Otherwise, I probably would have gone away from the interlaced design and used the rabbet to actually shave the edge down and just use that paper to attach to each side. These are really nice if you work with a lot of foam. Tape, wax paper. I used LED 1500 lumens and with just a generic hardware store aluminum hooded lamps. And since the LEDs don't generate a heat, you don't have to worry about stuff melting, catching on fire, or whatever. The foam board I got at the dollar store, so it's like $1 a piece. So it's just the box itself is like $4, and then getting a black foam board and a white foam board for the bottom, so it's another $2. And now you're looking at $6 plus tax. I already had the tape and the wax paper on hand, and the rest of the tools. And if you've got stuff laying around that you can utilize for that, you could even use cardboard, spray paint it white. Primarily, this is good for just playing around and getting used to the whole what you can accomplish with the light box before you take a bigger plunge. Plus, it gets you some cheap lighting. So that's the entire build. It was a nice thing to play around with. It's a cheap, low entry way that you can get some lighting equipment to test out some styles, photography and video wise, and just have some fun and play around. I hope that you found this useful, and if you did, please like it, subscribe to the channel. If you've got any feedback you want to leave, put it down in the comments below, and thanks for tuning in.